So number 4, we're subtracting. All right, so we need to factor if we can. That's step 1. And on a lot of these, usually when we add or subtract, there's nothing to factor. All right. This one, though, there is, when something's not in the correct descending order, we need to change it. So I'm looking at this. 6 minus x. We're going to move it, so it's negative 6 plus x. And then it's really, really close to being a common denominator with that. Do you remember how to get it to be the right way? You take out a negative 1. So step 1, I factored 6 minus x to be negative 1, x minus 6. So I'm going to rewrite this. Negative 6. I always take this negative and I put it with the numerator. Okay, and now I have negative 1, x minus 6, minus x plus 6, x minus 6. Okay, factor step 2 is common denominator. So this is one that's different. We don't want to multiply them by each other because they're really, really close to being the same. So I'm going to do side like example from like 4th grade. If I have 1/2 and I'm adding or subtracting, we'll say add to 1/6. 6 is already part of 2. All I would have to do was multiply this side by 3. That's kind of like this one is. All I have to do is multiply this by negative 1, and now they're the same, top and bottom. Okay, we don't have to multiply them by, I wouldn't multiply this by 2 and this by 6. That's just more multiplying. It's the same thing here. Okay, so now my common denominator is, I have negative 6x, negative 1, x minus 6, minus, and then over here I have negative 1, x minus 6. Up here, I have negative 1, x plus 6. So see, I added the negative 1s on this side, so now it's common. So I'm going to simplify a little bit, and then we'll do step 3 where we subtract. So that's negative 6x, negative 1, x minus 6, minus negative x minus 6. And I'm just going to leave the denominator like that for now. So now step 3 is subtract across. So my denominator is going to stay. And my numerator, I have negative 6. Look, it's minus all this stuff. All this stuff I'm going to put in parentheses because what happens when I minus negatives? Now I have plus x plus 6. So when you subtract, you have to add your parentheses and distribute that negative, or else your signs are going to be all messed up. Now we're going to combine like terms. So negative 6x plus x is negative 5x, and then that plus 6 is just there. And then the last step is to simplify. When there's a leading negative, you usually take it out. I think it would mark it right like this, but like the proper way would to be to take out a negative 1 from both of these. So I would have negative 1, 5x minus 6, negative 1, x minus 6, and then the negatives 1 would cancel and make all the leading numbers positive. That's the proper way to write it. I'm going to see if it lets us put the other one in with all the negatives. I think it does. That's our original one. It works, but the proper way would be to take out the negative in the front. That's their final answer as well. But hey, it works like that.